How's it going? This is Attorney Sherrod Seward, specialist in P101 and EB-1A visas. Today we're talking to our STEM audience, science, tech, education, and math. Very important, especially nowadays where we have such a push towards data scientists, software developers, and of course, artificial intelligence professionals. In this case, we have someone that is very adamant about getting an EB-1A, and we did a consultation for them, and we're going to share this video with them as well. That speaks to why, in their case, it may be more advantageous to go for the EB-2 with a national interest waiver, an NIW. That's because it's a less, depending on your industry and the times and circumstances of when it's filed, the national interest waiver can have a much less burden bar to be eligible than the EB-1A. There's no way of getting around on the EB-1A that you have to be one of the best in the world at your field. And we have different ways of articulating that to our favor. But it is always a hard hill to climb, but we do it all the time. But the thing is, sometimes you don't have to. In the ideal world, we would file for both the EB-1A and the EB-2 National Interest Waiver if the client has the resources to do it. That's just because it gives you more chance to get a fair adjudication from the officers, because you'll likely have two different officers because they're two different preference categories. Now, this particular person is a STEM in data, computer tech, and they have good citations. They have contributions to projects that have significance, and the subject area of what they're doing these activities are considered right now very important. To be specific, right now, the Biden administration has a huge push on keeping the best minds in STEM and artificial intelligence in the country. So while they are here in office, which is at least until January, it's a great time to take advantage of that NIW, because you can put forth the administration's own words as powerful, persuasive arguments to why the national interest waiver applies. Now, what does the national interest waiver do? Well, to back up, if you're doing an EB-2 without one, you're going to need a job offer in order to pursue the EB-2 and probably get a labor certification. With the NIW, what it is saying is that this person's skill and their skill set, background, and what they can contribute to the United States in the future is so prevalently important that we should waive the requirement of a job offer, which means that we also do not have to do a labor certification. It's potentially the same thing as an EB-1A, but instead of approving your own acumen as one of the best in the world in your field, you're just saying that what you happen to do is worthy of being let in the United States with a green card, regardless of a job offer or not, and with no labor certification. Which in this case, we have a lot of information out there directly from the administration that adjudicates these petitions, that what you do is very important. And that's the reason why we consider the EB-2 National Interest Waiver to be the best option in this circumstance, besides applying for both at the same time. Hope you and others out there find this very helpful.